Hello there, collective. Welcome. This is intended to be a timeless message, and if you are new here, you are welcome as well. For this message, trust that, as all the other messages, that it has reached you at the time that it needs to. So, there is a divine dramedy that is playing out. This is not just a drama or a comedy, it's actually a mix. And it does make sense because while writing this down, the key words, the key sentences, I had a mix of emotions, and I can't name this one emotion, but it came as a mix of sadness, laughter, anger, surprise. So this dramedy is all about karma. Everything is coming out in the open. The person that I'm speaking to or I'm reading for, your life has been discussed long before you came into this world. You are a conscious co-creator of your life experience. You're also a master manifestor. And you are in this very present moment for a profound reason. Everything has led you to build up or has built you up to a main character energy where you would watch this drama unfold, where you would observe, where you would be on the outside looking in. Now you have come to a place where you get to be a part of this divine play. And in order for you to have built up yourself, I wrote this down because I didn't know what better way to describe it. It says, if I truly and fully uplift you, and you are truthfully uplifted, then I have a higher chance of being uplifted by you and or another. And I feel like this is to do with confidence and being comfortable in the I am, in who you are, in the way that you show up, during the struggles, during the feelings of repression. And in fact, this is what exactly you have had to balance throughout your experience, and you continuously do so. So there is an emphasis on the solar plexus, the lower chakras. So it tells me that you have experienced a lot regarding, again, confidence. And you have right now people that are wondering, what do you have? What is it that you are made up of? They have never seen anyone like you, is what I'm getting. Why? Because at some point or several moments in your experience, you were a part of the crowd, and then now your character has been further defined, your identity, your self-expression. And it doesn't mean that these people, because you see, we're looking at the lower chakras here, if you work with the chakra system. So when we talk about the lower chakras, they are the personal chakras. They are to do with our, long before you came here, but more significantly, your childhood, your growing up. And there is a fine balance that you have had to come to, which I will come back to afterwards in terms of the practicality. So these people are coming to recognize you, or they are coming to be reintroduced. Like, who are you, sir, madam? Who are you? Do I know you? They're seeing you right now as the star. You are standing out. Now, this could be people in the physical, or they're just getting to be reintroduced to you, and the other way around on the energetic field. So they do not recognize you. I keep getting that they have never seen anyone like you. Your aura is speaking for you right now. Your winning formula is balance, acknowledgement, empowerment, and ownership. A lot to do with the solar plexus chakra balancing. And you are wise beyond your years. But that is because you have been standing either behind the scenes, or where you were standing, you were not seen before. And then now you are being seen. This is all about you being seen. And there's been a work that you have been doing on the quantum level. So this goes way beyond the atoms, what you can see only maybe under some kind of microscope. This is going way beyond that. It has come in ways where you felt guided to do something and you did it, only to find out later that it had a purpose. So you're coming to see more and more that you have always trusted your instincts. You have always trusted your intuition. If anything, these closures are coming to you. Why? Because you have a divine purpose to fulfill. Now for the practical aspects. The closures that you are receiving are perhaps what took me to this roller coaster of emotions. And whether you have said this out loud before or not, your unique blueprint, this, what I would call a manuscript, what is your manuscript, has always been love. Your destination has been love. Through the dwindling paths and the repression, the borderline oppression, your destination is and has always been love. Therefore, your work has been around balancing this very intricate chakra center, because what you have dealt with has been to do with anger. And that anger behind it has been abuse, gaslighting, and authoritative energy. This has worked on wrecking your esteem, but the thing is, it has never won. Never. Even when you may have felt repressed, when it does that, makes you to question yourself. I see someone who has been doing a lot of unpacking within, without, witnessing. And then there's also a part of you as well that you have walked around or you have seen. And that is to do with the manipulation. So with this balance that you continuously work on, You need to know that your guides are working with you. They continuously work with you. They see you. They hear you. It's a fine balance that is actually not an easy thing to do, but you do it anyway. Why? Because it's all about your manifestation. It's all about you being this master planner, this conscious creator of your experience. And as you do that, then we come back to this statement. If you truly uplift you, if you truly uplift you, I changed that around a little bit. This means you are truthfully and truly uplifted and uplifting another. And that is how it goes on and on. And that is how you come back to the source of this power, the source of this energy. That is what serves as motivation for you in terms of your decision making, in terms of your clarity. Because the goal here is to keep you in that main character energy. Now you are being polished. You're being refined. And as they recognize you, there are some familiar energies. There are also some that are watching from the sidelines. And this is what you're overcoming right now. With this new level of confidence, this newfound confidence, which has always been yours, you are remembering who you are, the reverence that you have always been, the position that you have always been in. And therefore, there are situations that see you now, and they don't have the best of words to say something. But then one thing that you continuously do is come back to that center. Now, why is that? Because you have lived all the characters at this point. And if you haven't, there will be situations that will continuously do that for as long as you're alive. And this is why you are in this powerful position, is because you have been in different positions before. You have a lot of wisdom to you. And this part of the message feels to do with the anger. You have every right to experience this as well. But you know well to come back to that center when it needs to happen. Everything here says that you're in a spiral. You are the spiral. You're the witnesser. The experience itself. And then as you're doing that, you're becoming the influencer. That is the main character energy. Before we round up, I look at my timer and it was 1:55. Your main work right now is around solar plexus chakra balancing, sunlight, day, diet, crystals, core work, and little steps go a long way. They do. Because what is unfolding is where you cannot separate yourself any longer. There is no longer running. You can't run. Therefore, it's time to shine. You actually cannot run from shining. And you know this. This is why you have had to work on all this. I don't know what to call them. Nooks and crannies. Only you know this experience. I'm going to pick a few cards from the intuitive whispers and see what comes up. The first card is the magic of nothingness. And what do we have here? Wisdom of the solar plexus. So wisdom of the solar plexus just happens to be number 7. The magic of nothingness also happens to be 3 and 4, which comes back to the number 7. So I feel like it's definitely reaching you when it needs to. There is something that is not fair. It's not fair. This is what I keep getting. Your purpose in this lifetime has actually never been for it to be fair or to be. It's like you have had to. I'm going to complete that sentence. Or to be fully balanced. Balance in this context feels like a seesaw energy. And you are now in a place where you're coming to have fun on that seesaw. Fun in your own way. Now, as this is happening or this has unfolded, this character development, you have had to face a lot of yourself. Also, knowing that ownership has been so important. But this is why you are the main character. You know how to give others their titles, their places. But that was the whole goal, for you to be in this place where you get to do that. You can keep a distance, but there is no fully separating anymore. And this is why you continuously are being built up. I hope that makes sense. And there, your fire has been reignited. You're a great keeper of wisdom, and it's not a path for the weak of heart to be a wisdom keeper. It's required a lot of resilience. I'm going to share the photo of this beautiful cards. The wisdom of the solar plexus is a listening card. So this may be calling you to listen to what your solar plexus is needing right now, because the spiral is similar to the tower, and the tower in the tarot is number 16, and it's all about the solar plexus energy, that is Mars. So there's a great influence of Mars right now, and it's also about truth, like what truth really is, like the definition of that. And the situations around you have always felt like they were the truth, or this was the truth. And that's where there's been a fine line for you between repression and oppression. And right now you get to be in the center. Okay, you are in the center. You also give yourself the permission to shine, and you decide what you permit to take out of your light. What's Because you're connected to source, and then there is a light source from there which you carry. And for that, you have had to also be in touch with your shadow, your dark. So these situations may have been in touch with your light, which actually, in some kind of reality or their reality, that looks like you being in the shadow. That looks like you being, you've always stood out. But then now, with your attunement, or you being in tune with your shadow, your dark side, you get to define how much light you give, or how much you permit others to take out of your light, right? So there's something about your dark that is your own intimate experience. It's for you alone to experience. These situations are more in tune with your light, but your darkness is for you to experience, and it helps you to regulate. Yes. So there we go with the wisdom of the solar plexus. The magic of nothingness is, I see a head. I also see the light in the middle of the head. So I feel like that light is connected to a gland. I'm getting the pituitary gland. I would have to check what that is all about. The pituitary gland is to do with a certain kind of hormone in the body. So I feel like there's something like that. And there's also a calcified crystal in your brain that is either calling for activation or is being activated. I feel what is happening with the wisdom of the solar plexus, whatever has come up so far, even the practical aspects, further activating your, there's a crystal in the brain, and I would have to check the name of that, is further activating that, and is to do with your manifestation. So everything here says that you are a being of light, and you're being elevated, and your manifestations are further coming to light. And that is the beauty of the Manipura chakra, because it's the land of jewels. That is why it's such an intricate one, because it's one that you continuously balance, and you can see that in your physical experience, where you can set a boundary with a loved one 1,001 times, and you will still have to do that. Not to talk of situations where you have had to enforce your boundaries, or you feel like your boundary has not been acknowledged or has been respected. Now, that is what we have spoken about so far. So everything here is telling about you, the divine forces that are elevating you in the midst of all of that. And you get to have your human experience right now, where you may not have had that. Now you get to have your human experience. So I'm sending so much love, and I just want to mention that this channel has been centered on readings for Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So if you are not any of the signs, or you do not have this as your major placements on your birth chart, you may need to hear this so that you decide on if you want to subscribe. Of course, I would love that. And yeah, look out for more videos. In the meantime, I'll still be posting collective videos on this channel while I see what way going forward, whether to separate this or to keep it here. Yeah, thank you so much for co-creating with me, with the universe, with your spirit guide, your ancestors. And I feel like everything here is on track. If you are asking, you are right on track. Wherever you are right here, right now, you are right on track. Yeah. And your call to action is to be in the nothing and everything. You are nothing, and you are in the nothingness and you are in the everythingness right now. And that is what is your magic. There is a connection to the number 5 and number 1, also the number 3 and number 7. So we're looking at 15 and number 10. So you could be navigating your relationships right now, and there's a lot to do with your communication, your expression, and you will just know what to do. I feel like your energy is the one working for you, and you will know just how much to say or how much to express. And this is adding up to what came earlier about your self expression and you being the main character. Okay, there. So I'm going to stop here for now, and I hope to come back with more of these downloads and sending so much love. Bye bye.